Dudes to Dads, brought to you by Dad University, is a podcast to help men understand and navigate the transition of being a single dude into a family man. How do we make sense of it all? Well, we probably won't be able to, but let's go ahead and have some fun trying. And we are back.
We are back.
I'm Jason Kreidman.
I'm Alan Bush.
And this is Dudes to Dads. Again. We are here still. Episode 156.
Now I'm realizing that we're getting closer and closer to 200.
Your
That's
math is
a weird milestone. Yeah, thanks.
That's like something my 7-year-old would know.
We're getting
We're closer to 200 than we are to 100.
But that's kind of an amazing milestone. So.
That wasn't fair.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's all good.
This one, well, just like you're talking about math, but this one is money saving tips for new parents.
Oh, good segue.
So nobody hates saving money.
Right.
That makes sense?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, having a baby is crazy enough. It's crazy. It's a little scary.
Yeah.
What's even more scary is thinking about how much a new baby costs.
Yeah. Because they really go for cheap prices at Walmart, but you don't want to get a baby from Walmart.
Yeah. So I'm going to hit you with some stats, some stuff.
Okay.
The average American family spends over $12,000 on child-related expenses before the baby's first birthday.
Wow. So within that 9-month period.
Yeah. They actually, I saw some different statistics, and another one said, which averages out to about $13K a year.
Okay.
That according to the Department of Agriculture, child costs on average are about $233,000 by the time they're 17.
But that makes sense. I mean, it sounds like a big number, but over a stretch of 17, 18 years.
Well, $12,000 to $13,000 a year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a really big extra
That's before
expense.
they go to college.
Yes. Right.
And assuming that they're not living with you until they're 40 years old.
Right.
Because that can increase the cost.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you have children that want to live with you after they're 17, 18, yeah, you might want to think about it.
You owe me $200,000, son.
Totally. No, I know. Well, yeah, and it's not like it's a loan, so they don't have to pay it back.
Exactly.
That's how they're expected to take care of us in our old age.
Yeah, exactly. Be their cost later.
So I want to also clarify, or I should say have a disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner.
We've had a few on the show.
We have. I'm not certified to give financial advice. Okay. None of that.
Right.
So anybody thinking that I'm an official CPA or FP, I don't even know the initials.
This is why you're not a professional.
Right. But I can tell you some things that helped us, meaning my family, and when we had our first child, and some things financially that I wish I would have done differently.
Okay.
So I'm kind of combining those together.
This is great.
I may or may not tell you if I did it well or not.
You don't know which one.
You have to guess which one. Which one did you do well? You'll just have to see. But there's certainly a lot that I wish I would have done better. And so we'll discuss those two.
Right on.
So the first one, save money before the baby is born.
Yes.
I did not do that.
Oh,
in fact, when my baby was on the way, I decided to leave the company that I was running.
Oh, that's right.
And owned. Yeah, we had that story.
Yes.
So I probably could have done a little better in that department.
Yeah.
I did get rid of a lot of like the bachelor related toys that I had, like the cars and the boat and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't consciously really put aside money.
Okay.
I didn't.
Did you sell like pawn off stuff that you had? Like you said, you mentioned got rid of the bachelor stuff. Did you just like put it on eBay?
Yeah. I mean, I had a boat at the time.
Wow.
I sold that.
Yeah.
The sports car I got rid of that after the child was born.
You're like, this is costing me more money.
Yeah. But,
okay.
There's stories behind that too.
Sorry to open those wounds.
Yeah, no, I know. As I get uncomfortable in my chair. But no, it really is a good idea to reduce some of the financial stress and the burden. I mean, even, reducing your monthly payments. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do to prepare for some of those costs because, you're, depending on even how you deal with the child. And that's what we'll talk about, some of the other things where you can save money. I mean, this is just a tactic, not necessarily an area where you can save. But you're adding another person. I mean, even if you had a roommate.
I know that you were supporting.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it's some person that's eating, taking up room.
Yeah.
Needs to be clothed, all the stuff. So
and they grow out of their clothes.
Yeah, I mean, so there are costs associated with that in those things. So, and forget about the fact that you want to treat them to other things and take care of them.
Yeah.
So it's just a good idea to reduce your financial burden, save a little bit of money, to do that. How much? Some people say just like, anything like you're supposed to have 6 months of salary for a rainy day, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how far in advance you got at least, 8 months, 9 months. If you're planning, the idea that you think you're going to be getting pregnant, then, you can certainly plan before that.
Yeah.
But that's one thing to do, is just kind of set aside some money.
Yeah. It's interesting as a dude of the show, that disposable income thing. It's like, I get used to just being able to go out to dinner all the time or whatever. And then I'm realizing, I probably should at least put some of that away. I think I told you about the app that just before the show.
Yeah.
That actually was saving money without me knowing about it. So that did help. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to think ahead.
Yeah.
Which is hard because you want to enjoy the moment and you're in a certain lifestyle now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could still modify some things without like sacrificing too much.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's good. So number 2, nurse the baby instead of formula. So as far as breastfeeding, now you may not have much say in this one. It's usually the female will decide that one.
Correct.
But, the cost is really then about the time of the mom feeding the child.
Well, I heard formula is super expensive.
It's ridiculously expensive.
And
it's tons of kids that, here's some of the problem too, is that a lot of the kids will have like allergies or have something else. And then it's even more expensive. Jeez. So you got to think too, I mean, these little ones like take that stuff down like crazy. Yeah. I mean, they're growing, insane.
Was it, maybe you told me this, but I can't remember. They basically eat until they're full. They don't eat until they're satisfied. They just stuff it all in as much as possible. And then
then it just comes out and then they can eat again.
Yeah, then they're uncomfortable. Yeah, it comes out one way or another.
Right.
And then they eat again.
Yeah, I mean, it's nonstop. Like, every couple hours it's feeding. And so, for if the woman is breastfeeding, that can be a little taxing unless, she's comfortable and also it could be stressful producing enough milk and all that kind of stuff. Some people have no problems at all. Other people have a lot of problems. And
there's some people who can't, or for some reason it's a stressor.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things. But if you have the opportunity, and like I said, you may not have that choice yourself. Right. It's definitely a cost savings. I mean, it's like natural, for it to be there versus you having to go out and purchase it all the time and purchase it in bulk.
Yeah.
So that one's tough. Number 3, make your own baby food. So very similarly that, the formula is expensive. So is baby food.
Sure. When they get to that age.
Yeah. Well, just the fact. Yeah. I mean, so they start eating the formula and then you can start introducing, they call it solid foods.
Yeah. But
it's mash. Yeah.
Mash.
Puree. So my wife was really good with this. She pureed everything. And so basically you can puree things, put them in like ice cube trays.
Okay.
And then you freeze it. So we had like peas and carrots and all that kind of stuff, like huge bags of frozen.
This vodka tonic tastes horrible.
Huge bags of frozen cubes of peas and cubes of this and cubes of that.
That's awesome.
But it saves a tremendous amount of money.
Yeah.
Especially if you buy that stuff in large quantities.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I mean, they have these masticating juicers. They're called masticating juicers. It's almost like they choose the food for you in a weird way. And it's also used to make baby food.
Yeah, there's different philosophies of that too. Like, we've done like vegetable juicing and that kind of stuff, and that can extract some of the fiber that is good. And so you don't understand. Yeah. So, even just using a blender, was perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can get a lot of value out of that. Yeah. So, you just, you can do it for the week, you can do it for whatever, because baby food those little jars, man, they get expensive.
Yeah.
And, there's the added benefit that exactly what your baby is eating.
Right. It's just strained carrots. It's carrots.
Right.
You know, you just bought some carrots.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the baby food now, certainly they have baby food that is healthy and is fine.
Yeah.
But there's at least you just know exactly what it is.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and you can control the portion. You can control. I mean, same thing with baby food, but it's a really good way to do that.
Yeah.
I was lucky that my wife took the reins on that one.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot, by watching that. So that's a good one.
Cool.
Number 4, get hand-me-down clothes and toys.
Yep.
So before I had a child, I recall thinking that I wouldn't dare have my child wearing used clothing or playing with some other kid's toys. Call it pretentious, call it whatever.
Yeah, a little ego.
I was like, I didn't even it didn't dawn on me that I was like, because I'm thinking, would I wear that or something, and which now I would,
Yeah.
At the time,
some great clothes at the thrift store.
But at the time, I wouldn't.
I was surprised.
Who knows?
Yeah.
My life has changed quite a bit in many ways. But yeah, like the idea even of another kid's toys, whatever. So a lot of toys get wasted because there's just an abundance of stuff, and why not get it as a hand-me-down, from somebody? So the other thing was clothing. You cannot believe how fast they go through clothing.
Yeah.
When it says a 3T on it, that could mean a couple weeks of clothes. Like that's it. That's all that they can wear it.
Yeah.
So people are getting you gifts even and all this stuff. It goes through so fast.
Yeah.
So, we were lucky. We had a lot of friends and neighbors and family that would just end up we would, come home and there'd be another pile of clothes, like a basket or a bin on our driveway, or on our front doorstep. So we were just really lucky. And then we would pass it out to somebody else who had a kid, and just they would turn it around. So you let family members, friends, neighbors, etc. know. It's like, hey, I'm having a child, totally open. If you're not going to, when your stuff done, you're done with your stuff. Yeah. If you're going to sell it, great, go for it. But if you have anything that you don't want, bring it our way.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. It's like a very communal way to raise a child.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then you pass it on too, and even the stuff that you accumulate.
Right.
If the stuff is still good or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Granted, babies will go through a lot of stuff that is not wearable and not usable for somebody else. But the same thing with toys. I mean, you can clean them up. Yeah. Like just recently, we have this large kitchen set in our toy room. And so I put that out to a couple people, and they're like, yeah, we'd love that, you know? And it was a gift that we got. Yeah. And but for somebody else, it's really valuable. And they can enjoy it. So for sure. That's something too that, the toys especially, we've had hand-me-down bikes. We've had, then we've push stuff on to other people and, our neighbors. It's just great. It's just a really easy way to save. So if you don't have any friends or you don't have any neighbors, go make some.
You're right. Or put out an ad or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's swaps as well, and free stuff and whatever.
Well, certain communities, like where you live and where I live, there's actually a really good communal aspect of it. And I think you could put out an ad somewhere that's local, or maybe a local, Facebook group or something, and just post, hey, that's actually been worked really well, because I live in Ocean Beach, and there's a Facebook group dedicated to that, and people look out for each other on the Facebook group. And it's really cool. It's a really good social
there's neighborhood watches, there's neighborhood swaps, there's a lot of stuff like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, technology's making that a little easier.
Absolutely.
If you don't get a lot of hand-me-downs, consider buying used. Mm-hmm. So toys at a consignment store, garage sales, Craigslist. There's a handful of apps now. Let Go and the other ones. They just make it really easy. And like you said, even the Facebook and that kind of stuff. The Facebook.
That's what it used to be called.
I know, the Facebook. It's really easy to buy and sell stuff. Yeah. So, there might be special things that you're thinking for your child. Like, there's no way I want to buy something new. That's fine. But realistically, there's just so much money wasted in those early years. And I realize that now. Like, we were lucky. We didn't spend very much money at all on clothing or toys. Right. We were lucky. Yeah. We just had whether it was friends, like I said, neighbors, whatever. And sometimes, because it was gifts, other people, that we just didn't do it. It wasn't a focus. So I'm lucky. Even we had some formula that we were donated as well, like from a local hospital or a local doctor's office.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, we just got resourceful and lucky that way, with different things. And so I think it's really something you should watch out for. If you think you're too high and mighty for it, check yourself I did. And you could probably benefit from it.
For sure.
Another one, number 6, utilize your local library. Yeah. So with young kids, it's a huge thing is reading, and even before they can read, we read to our kids, and kids love stories. They love books. They love that adventure. So at night, we're always reading. Well, if you go into the bookstore, tons of people buy books for babies and kids, and there's just so much money spent on that.
Yeah.
The local library is so awesome for free books.
Yeah.
They have DVDs, and now, of course, tons of stuff you can get on YouTube for video-wise. So the DVDs may not be as relevant or whatever.
Yeah.
But it is for a movie or something, or even educational. But the books are just awesome.
Yeah.
We're lucky too. Like our schools, which now my kids are a little older, but like the school has a book swap.
Oh,
so you can actually bring in your old books, get a ticket for your book, and then you can purchase other books with a ticket.
Oh, cool.
It's awesome because then,
currency system.
Totally. Yeah. And so you get to swap out your stuff that you're done with. But really, I'd say, utilize the local library. And I think it's a really underutilized facility.
Is. Yeah. Especially nowadays with everything being on the internet. I think having the tangible books is great. And then also being able to borrow them and give them back so you don't accumulate so much stuff. And like you said, spend so much money.
Yeah. It's awesome. Number 7, eat at home.
Back to my disposable income theory.
Yeah, we can talk about the health benefits of that on a different show
by itself.
But this, the podcast is really about saving money. If you eat lunch out during the workday, or your family goes out to dinner a lot, you really should look at the total cost of that on a monthly or even yearly basis, and see how you might be able to change it. Maybe if that's something that you guys still really enjoy, then you do that every once in a while, or you allocate a certain amount of budget towards it.
More of a treat.
Or but really, if you want to save money, eat at home. It just is.
It does, because you can make a ton of meals. The same amount of money you would spend on let's just say a 3-person meal. You could make a week's worth of food at home, more than likely, especially if you do it thriftfully and do it in a way that makes sense.
That's what I said. There are some things like, people enjoy the experience of going out.
Oh, that's how I love that.
Yeah, I know. You're having a drink, or you're meeting friends and you're socializing.
Social thing.
But still, when you are looking at it from a family's perspective, bringing your lunch every day, if you want to still get out, bring your lunch and go out, go sit at a park or sit at, whatever. Yeah. Sit in your car. Who cares?
Yeah. That's what I do. I just go in my car and eat a lunch.
Yeah. So you just get away and, to do that. So that's one. And then, number 8, buy in bulk. So if you have a Costco, or we have Smart and Final, there's other places where you can buy things in bulk. Just especially when you purchase things for a baby. So not only for yourself, you can buy in bulk, but bulk is just the way to go when you're purchasing anything for a baby. You should never buy a small pack of diapers.
Right.
You should never buy a small pack of wipes.
Right.
Not, formula, whatever it is.
Yeah, you're going to need all of it.
It's just, I don't even understand, unless you're using it to travel somewhere or something. I can't understand why they have small packs of any of that stuff. It's just to screw people.
It's probably like you said, it's the travel size type of thing. So
it must be, because even a dozen diapers, it's going to last a day.
Yeah.
When the baby's real small, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
So it's just something you got to.
Do you go cloth or Pampers?
Yeah, we went synthetic. But that was actually another money-saving tip that I saw out there.
Yeah.
But I didn't necessarily put that in ours.
Right.
Because there's just so much involved in that. You have to really be committed, to washing and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And I didn't do it, so I didn't put that on there.
Right.
We didn't save money that way.
You're right. Yeah.
Or did I wish that I wanted to save money that way? That was just not something for us.
Yeah, you just go, this is out.
Yeah. The 20 of them per day that piled up, and I was, never mind. And then finally, this is a bonus tip to tell your friends and family. Contribute to the child's savings account instead of giving them presents.
Yeah.
There's just, I understand grandma might want to buy her grandson his 11th stuffed animal.
Yeah.
But if you have a savings account, balance, that's what really is going to probably be more important.
Yeah.
The stuff, just you end up getting rid of everything.
Right.
And the truth is just children don't need 5 of the same size action figures,
right,
or different size action figures of the same action figure.
Right.
I remember we had Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
My son
Buzz.
had 7 different sizes of Buzz Lightyear. We had baby Buzz, baby Buzz, big Buzz, large Buzz, huge Buzz.
Yeah.
Like he named them all.
Yeah.
Literally of Buzz Lightyear action figures.
Oh my gosh.
And it was
So
just
funny.
like, you didn't need that.
Yeah, for sure.
Lego Buzz.
Yeah.
Big blow up Buzz.
Yeah.
Like it just kept going. I understood he loved Buzz Lightyear, but you just don't need that many things.
That's funny.
We can begin to practice minimalism and teach our kids that a little bit. The savings account is just going to be a much better investment. It's very easy then for the parents and grandparents and such to do that.
Yeah. And if you have like a supplemental income, then maybe you can use that to deposit into like a supplemental, meaning that it's not something you necessarily need. Maybe you could direct that into your kids fund, or like you said, with your people that are giving you gifts, so you can have some kind of direct route. Like, for example, I know Jay Moore, another podcaster,
right.
He has an Amazon account where people buy stuff off Amazon, like they click on a banner and buy
right.
stuff. And he says it goes directly into an account that's just for his son's college.
Right.
He doesn't use a dime of it. He's like,
right.
I don't necessarily need this. I just want it to go to his fund.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we spend whatever, it's Parkinsons Law. We spend whatever it is that we make.
Yeah.
So you have to, that's another thing, another tip. It's like you have to just remove savings off the top.
Yep.
Like it's like
Skim
your paycheck.
up. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you take the money, take a certain percentage, whatever off the top without even looking at it,
Yep.
and it goes away.
Yep.
You'll still make it.
Yep, exactly. I've been really aggressive about this personally because I'm getting older.
Yeah.
And I got to prep for all this stuff.
I know.
I pretty much throw a pretty good chunk of my paycheck into savings immediately. Awesome. And then I also have that thing I mentioned.
And you still live okay.
I still live okay. Exactly. Right. It just, maybe I spend less on X, Y, or Z. I don't have to go out that night or whatever it is. It's like, it's not hurting me. I'm at a comfortable stage. So, and then that app I mentioned, Digit, where you can take micro payments into a certain account.
Yeah, no, it's all great ways to add up and, to create savings for yourself and do that.
It's a little discipline, but it helps.
But we'd love to hear from you guys. So are there any specific ways that you have found to save money as a new parent, or some things that you thought of? Alan, if they do have feedback, what should they do?
They should email us, podcast@dudesdads.com, or get in touch with us through social media, Twitter @dudesdads, Facebook, DudesToDads.com, and YouTube, Dad University. And also there's some tips related to Dad University and Dudes to Dads on there. And then please go to iTunes or Stitcher or any other place you see us and leave some great reviews, particularly iTunes and Stitcher, 5 stars preferably, and maybe some comments would be nice. And if you have some questions there, we can address them there, and we'll read them on the show.
Right on.
Right on.
All right. Well, with that, Alan, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time.
See you next time.